Hi, this is Jason from Horrific Nightmares, and today I want to do a review for you for 1980's Schizoid. Now, Schizoid clocks in at 89 minutes and is directed by David Paulson. And if that sounds familiar, he did a lot of television in the 80s, mostly soap operas and primetime soaps, I do believe. He also wrote and directed Savage Weekend, which is it's a favorite of mine. I know it takes a lot of crap and gets beat up on a lot, but I like it. It's just I think it's a good slasher. Now, this movie is about a group of people in therapy where the doctor is Klaus Kinski, and I think Klaus Kinski is great. Unfortunately, he passed away on November 23rd, 1991, due to a massive heart attack. But, Klaus Kinski was in the Nosferatu remake, he was in Jack the Ripper, Android, Creature. I mean, I can go on and on and on. I really like Klaus Kinski, although I've heard he wasn't the easiest to work with. But now this also stars Donna Wilkes. If that sounds familiar, she plays Klaus Kinski's daughter. She was in Jaws 2. She was in Bloodsong. She also did some TV in the late 70s, early 80s. And Craig Wasson, I believe is how you pronounce it. If that name sounds familiar, he was in Body Double. He played the lead character in that. And a very young Christopher Lloyd is in this. Now, most of these people play people in therapy. As I said, Klaus Kinski is their, I guess, doctor, or the leader of the therapy group. And these people, mostly, well, the women, keep getting picked off one by one. And it's more of a murder mystery, in my opinion, as a straight ahead slasher. But, you know, I even say it represents or slightly feels like a giallo a little bit. But, that's just, my opinion. Now, this is also a Canon film and a Golan Globus production. And some interesting things about the film was the director, David Paulson, was told by uh, Menahem Golan and Yoram Globus that he had a month to acquire a screenplay and for the movie to be able to be shot under $1 million. So I thought that was pretty cool. And he had to hire the crew and everything else. So that, I imagine that would have been a lot of pressure at the time. I mean, $1 million does go more than it does nowadays, but that's a lot of pressure a month. So, but anyway, like I said, this is more of a murder mystery than a straight ahead slasher. It does have, I mean, it is also a slasher a little bit, but I like it. The first time I watched it, I wasn't quite as fond of it as I am now. It took a couple watches for me to kind of grow on me, I guess. But, I'm going to give this movie a 6.5, definitely. Because I do think it has some replay value. I've watched it a couple times since I've had it, and I watched it back in the day. And like I said, I wasn't a big fan of it. I basically bought this for X-Ray, or, I think I forgot to mention in my last review, it was called The Hospital Massacre. This movie had an alternate title as well. It was called Murder by Mail. And the reason for that is the main lady from the movie writes a column called Dear Julie for the newspaper, and she keeps getting mail where the person cuts out words and pastes them on there. It's like a murder letter. So I think that's why it was originally called Murder by Mail. Duh. But anyway, like I said, I'm going to give this a 6.5. I do like this film. I like it a lot more now than I did back then. And if you're into like murder mysteries or slashers, give it a try. It is a little slow in spots, in my opinion. But like I said, 6.5. I think that's more than fair. And if you like this review, comment below, hit that sub button, and until next time, guys, peace.